But let's get started with those latest inflation figures. The next Bank of England meeting isn't for another 3 weeks, but we've had some surprising news on December inflation, haven't we?
We have, yeah. It did catch people on the hop because the expectation was that inflation would hold pretty steady at 2.6% for the month of December, or there was the outside chance that maybe it would even go up a little bit. But in fact, it came down to 2.5%, which obviously, with the volatility that we've been experiencing on markets over the past couple of weeks, and we're going to talk about gilt yields in a moment. It's been really welcome, and markets have responded. They finally seem to have found a second gear. I mean, they felt like they've been in reverse for a while. Rate-sensitive stocks particularly buoyed, so house builders and utilities in particular doing well. But I think the key thing that most people have picked up on today is the immediate impacts that it had on interest rate expectation. So, as you said, their next meeting of the Monetary Policy Committee is just in a few weeks' time in February. And up until we got these inflation figures, it but market expectation was about 60% that there would be a cut in February. A lot of that was down to the fact that, GDP has been particularly weak, unemployment sort of ticked up a little bit. But inflation being sticky was sort of one of those question marks. Immediately, once we got the inflation figures, the expectation of a cut in February jumped up to over 80%. And of course, that particularly potentially bodes well for those looking to jump onto a new mortgage deal. We're going to talk a bit more about that. But yes, certainly for Rachel Reeves, the Chancellor, who's had a really tricky few days, the news on inflation will have been well received.